I'm Patrick Bailey with IQlist.com. Today is March 20th, 2018, and in this video I'm going to be printing out a black geared heart. Now I'm still very new to 3D printing, but I am having a ton of fun so far. And I'm hoping to incorporate more of this 3D printing into our homeschool and teaching our kids. Now this isn't necessarily one of those teaching things, although it has a lot of cool gears and how they mesh, but I'm not going to get into that in this video. But this is a really awesome geared heart. Here is the URL on Thingiverse. It happens to be thing 243278, and it's just awesome. This guy figured out and put this thing together that you can print this out, assemble it, and it's got gears. So it actually turn around and become a little weird shape, and as you turn around, it comes back and comes into a heart shape. It is just really cool. It is one of those things that you can really, it's just a showpiece to show off cool things. People get really impressed when we've printed out a few. And actually gave them away, and people were really impressed. They're just really cool things to show what you can do with 3D printing. It's just awesome. And one thing it's really nice that makes it really nice, it's a heart, because for those of you who may be unaware, last year, it's been a little while, not last year, more than a year, a year and a couple of months. My wife actually had open heart surgery, and so she she still deals with some of the doctors right now. She's fine, life is good, but she goes in twice a week to some rehab. So she's fine, but she goes out kind of there just to keep monitoring and talk to people. And she talks to all the heart doctors there and also the rehab people, and they are just loving this heart. So she gave them a couple of them, and they're having tons of fun with this little geared heart. So with that, let me show you how to download it and make it. And for me, I'm using my Prusa i3 Mark III printer to print this out. So here, I'll just click on the thing file. And now with this, you gotta understand which one you want. There's actually 3 different geared hearts. And there's one that's the 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 5 to 6. I've done the 1, and what that really means is how many times you have to spin to get it all the way back to its own shape. And so I've actually printed out a 5 to 6 the first time. And it's kind of interesting, but it's a little bit of pain in the butt to have to spin around 5 times. And the assembly instructions are different than the 1 to 2. And I'm sure the 2 to 3, I haven't printed that one out. But let's keep it simple. I like the 1 to 2. You have to spin it around once. And the nice thing is he has a video here, instructions showing how to put it together. But I'll also show you how to put it together too in this video. So let me go click on here and download the 1-2 STL file. And then I'm going to go open it up. Let me get my downloads here. There we go. So there's that heart gear. And I'm just going to be very simple. I'm going to try to keep all my videos very simple. And I'm just using Prusa control. Nothing special, no special settings. I'm going to just drop that in there. And there are all the pieces that are going to come out. It is really cool. So you have to assemble this guy together. Now, I have printed the big one and it worked just fine. But you can shrink it down. I don't know how far you can shrink it down, but I shrunk it down to 75%, and that worked really well. It was a good size. Use less material. That depends on how big you want it. So 75%, and then just hit generate. And give it a second here to make all that nice G code we need to actually run the Prusa. Oh, there we go. It's just really cool. Look at all that. That is some fancy stuff this guy designed. Okay, so let me save the G code off. I'll just save this one to my desktop for now. And then let's go print this guy out and see how long it takes to print out, and then we'll put it together and assemble it. Okay, so at this point I'll just kind of show a quick time-lapse video of its creation and go over some of the details on how much this print cost, how much time it took, and all that fun stuff. So this print actually took 9 hours and 11 minutes to run. It took 7.7 cents worth of electricity, and I'm basing that off 10 cents per kilowatt. And it also took 17.41 meters of filament. Now, and then which comes out to $1.04 worth of filament. And I'm basing that off the idea that there's 333 meters and 1 kilogram of filament. And that 1 kilogram of filament is going for roughly 20 bucks. That's the estimate I'm using. So the total cost on this was $1.11. And also make note that I did print this out at 75% size. And now with that, let me go on to actually showing you how to assemble it. Okay, now for the assembly. Now I've assembled a couple of these, and so I'm going to show you by leaving things on the plate where they should be. Although I've already taken all these little pins off, everything else is originally where it was oriented on the as it was printed. Now you don't have to, but before when I did some, I actually put some grease on it, and I kind of grabbed the only grease I had around, and that happened to be some bicycle grease, and it worked pretty well. The only problem with it is a little dark color, and I only used a little bit of it, and it's kind of hidden. But I am still worried it's going to kind of look bad and kind of get, making it look ugly. So I went out there to the store today and got some white lithium grease, which I think will work just as well, and hopefully will be a white kind of clear color, so it shouldn't show up quite as bad. Okay, so with that, let's get to assembling. So this is the 1-2-1, so it's only going to turn around once, and they actually assemble slightly different. If you get the 5-6, it assembles different, especially this piece looks different. But let's start with this. So if we look at this, we'll see that it's got two different kinds of sides. It's got a triangle, and then it's got this little funky shape. So they're different. So we're going to start with one of the triangles, and the first piece we're going to start with is the top. So this over here is the top piece. So I'll grab that. I'll grab one of these little guys, and I'll put some grease on one side of it. Just a little bit to help things out. You don't have to put grease on here, but it tends to make it move better. And then you just push it in, kind of snaps in, and then turn it. Work that grease a little bit. And then take the top piece here with the triangle side and clip it in. Turn it a few times. Feels pretty smooth. And so then what we'll do is we'll take, take one of these long gears right here as it comes out and kind of try to line it up with the hole down here, roughly. And the next piece we're going to take is this guy. This is the right lobe. So I'll take this guy, stick him here. I'll take one of these little pins again, put a little grease on one side. Stick that in. And then spin it around a little bit. Work that grease in there. And then this is going to hook in right here. Then we have to line it up right there on the top so that it's got a smooth transition right there. And now we've got some gears. Okay, next we got these two pieces right here and right here. And they are identical, but they're mirrored image. So I guess they're not identical. They're just mirror images of each other. So you have to get the right one because they hook onto each other from the sides. But I'll start with this one. Hopefully this is the right one. And let me get a pin. Hook that in there, spin it around a couple of times, and we'll see if I actually chose the right one. So now this one is going to go over right here, in theory, and he is going to hook in here to the top. Let's see, did I get it? That does not feel right. Okay, I think I got the wrong side. Let me put this one back, and I'll grab this one this time. Let's see if this one's going to mesh up any. No, that's not the right one. Nope. This thing is hard to put together. But once you get it together, it is pretty awesome. Okay, so it was this one. This guy goes over there. Okay. Now let's take this guy. Its brother. He goes on the back side. Get a little grease on there. That's probably too much. Spin around a few times. Now, backside here. Plug that in and then try to get it so it'll hook in smoothly. So it should feel really smooth. There we go. All right. Halfway there-ish. Okay. Next up, let's get the bottom piece, which is this guy. Right over here. Bottom piece. Let's get a pin for him and grease it up. Stick that in, spin it. Stick this in the bottom. And currently he should not be making any connection with anybody right now. There we go. So next, let me grab, out of these, let me grab this one, the taller of them, and it's oriented over here. So this one's taller than these two. Get a pin for it. Give it a good spin. And this guy should be going here, between these two mirrored image guys. He should go right in here. But we gotta line everything up just right. Perfect. And you can feel it. If you feel it, should feel smooth. Should feel really smooth right across there. And it does. Okay, last two. These aren't too hard, but one goes on there and one goes on the other side. It's kind of hard to tell. So here, I will just grab one. Grab that one. Give a little bit of grease. Okay, so here we are with the lobe, and here's the two over here. So let me see if this will fit on this side or if it's the other side. Now the good news, if you screw this up, you can take these, let me show you, these can come back apart. So it's not the end of the world if you mess it up a little bit. Okay. There we go. That's this side. So that guy fits right here. So there's our first lobe, and here's those two identical ones. That's where that guy fitted. Okay, last one. Easy, because he's the last one. Okay, let's get him in here. There we go, and it should feel smooth. Now that's all together, we should be able to turn it, which is really cool. It should just be one rotation here, and it should just go back into a heart. Dun dun dun. This is one of the coolest things to print out and show off to your friends. It's just really, really cool. So there's how you assemble it. And I probably got to clean off all this white grease. But anyway, pretty cool. So there we go. There is the fully assembled heart. It is just so awesome. This has got to be this is just one of the really cool prints you can do right now. The carabiner I thought was really awesome. I still do. This is just a really good show-off piece to show people what the 3D printer can do. And a really good lesson on gears if you ever want to get into learn about gears, which can be a pretty complicated subject. But awesome. I love this print. This is really cool. And it's a good fiddle gadget too. Little fiddler. Fidget. Fiddler. Fidget. Whatever. But anyway, there's the 3 heart gears, which is by Emmett. Thingiverse 243278. Really awesome. And with that, I'll just add a slower time-lapse video to the end of this because I like watching time-lapse videos. And for those of you who like the same thing, here's the longer time-lapse video. hey, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, hey, give it a thumbs down. Also, if you like what we were doing here, subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscribe button. And lastly, have a piece of info to share? Just post a comment.